For the average beginner, probably not, unless you're beginning with 10 million bucks.
Not me.
What up?
Money. We've talked about how to buy, we've talked about how to sell, and now we're going to get into, I think, an equally important topic, which is, who handles that money? Who brokers those deals when they go through? And that's something that I think you have a good deal of experience with.
This is a hugely important topic because every day somebody reaches out to me or us and says, how do I make a trade? I want to start investing. I don't know what to do. So when I started in the industry, we all heard, brokers is kind of a highfalutin fancy term. Back in the day, you used to open up the newspaper, look at the ticker symbol, see what happened the day before. And if you wanted to buy something, you'd pick up the phone, call and place your order, or you'd call a broker and he'd recommend something that fits your need.
Right, I call up Leonardo DiCaprio, he yells at me and fills my order.
Exactly, and now it's different. Now it's free. You can go online and trade for free, and that's huge. And so it should be far less intimidating for investors. It's far easier to do research to make those trades today, but a lot of folks just don't know. So our goal with this video is just to talk about the various options, the various brokers that are out there. They're all very similar, but they each have their own little, pluses and minuses, their nuances and that thing. So we'll go through, grade the most popular online brokerages and see which one works best for you to make your first trade or your 100th trade.
Really quick, I think you mentioned this, the idea of a full service brokerage. Real quick, full service, that sounds like I'm going into an Exxon station, the guy's gonna wipe my windows. What does a full service brokerage do for you?
So a full service broker is, like you said, check your windshield, pull out the dipstick, looks. So if you have, no idea what you need to be investing in, or you have, more wealth and you have the tax concerns, that sort of thing, they're the kind of guys where you say, here's what I have, what's best for me. That works for a lot of people, but a lot of people just want super cheap, super easy, and nimble. So that's where these discount brokers and most of the online brokerages come from.
Yeah, so what should you look for in a broker?
You want something that's cheap, easy to use, offers ample selections, has good research, and of course is trustworthy.
All right, so let's start with the big boys then. So TD Ameritrade, what are the pros, what are the cons?
Yeah, it's good we're starting with TD Ameritrade. This gets our best in show prize. Whether you're a novice, a new investor, it's very simple to use. Doing our research, it has the most options, research strategies, that sort of thing. It's great for options traders. And so there's also strong Forex trading, definitely the strongest of all the brokerages. And a lot of people get into Forex trading. That's kind of a higher end thing, but again, TD Ameritrade also really caters to that beginning investor.
Real quick, I can hear people out there. What's Forex trading?
Foreign exchange. So you want to buy Canadian loonies or something and play that.
You're welcome.
So really the only con to TD Ameritrade is that if you buy an ETF, it's free unless you sell it within 30 days, then you have to pay a fairly small fee on that. But again, it has free ETFs as long as you're holding it long term, which most ETFs you probably should.
Yeah, so let's go with a slightly lesser known name, Interactive Brokers. What are the pros, what are the cons?
Sure, Interactive Brokers is more for the seasoned investor. It has really strong options, some more complicated strategies you can get into and better tracking for that. But its overall research is a little lacking. It's a little bit harder to use, and so it doesn't get a whole lot of merits on that side. If you're new to investing, I'd probably skip it.
So next up, let's go with ETrade. That's the broker I use, so hopefully they fare well. Pros, cons?
Sure. So ETrade, I look at as the brokerage of the masses, right? So it's great for beginners. You're not going to get a ton of. Sorry, I pointed at you. You're not going to get a ton of in-depth research. You're going to get adequate research for sure. It's very good. It has everything that you could possibly need. Customer service is a little more lacking. So think of this as the big commercial thing. So when you call Comcast or something like that, they provide a great service, but the customer service isn't always great. Their website, they don't make it easy to cancel your service, transfer money out of it, that sort of thing. So it's kind of the big commercialized one. Everything you need is there. Not a ton of bells and whistles, but it'll certainly get the job done. So it's up there. I'd use it.
Yeah, I can say they just revamped their app. So just speaking personally, this isn't an endorsement, not that they even need it, but I'm a fan of what they do. I can get done what I need to do.
Exactly. And one really cool thing that ETrade does is they have this robo-advisory firm. So we talked about, a full-service brokerage, what all that means. This is similar, but it's all, based on algorithms, your wealth, and it's trained to know what's best for you. And with a minimum investment of $5,000, which is pretty low, and a 0.3% annual fee on that, it'll do a pretty good job of managing your money automatically for you. So, new investors, novices that are a little intimidated by, what should go in your IRA versus what should go in a normal trading account, that's something interesting that ETrade offers, which gets high marks in my book.
All right, so next up, let's get fancy. Merrill Lynch, this is a big boy bank.
Yeah, so you're right, it is a big boy bank. It's more for the higher net wealth folks, need a little more hand holding, don't mind paying for that. There's no free trading. I think it's still $6.95 a trade. The research isn't as strong, but it does have really strong banking connections. So if you're trying to move money around, that sort of thing, it's good for that. It's good if you need to pick up the phone and have some real high quality customer service. It's good for that. For the average beginner, probably not, unless you're beginning with 10 million bucks.
Not me.
This one probably ranks worst for the average investor, somebody just starting out, or even the intermediate trader. It has a lot of bells and whistles and expenses that you really don't need. So we put that at the bottom of our list.
So next up, Fidelity, a name a lot of people know. You and I have both done trades here. What are the pros and cons?
Yeah, so Fidelity is what I use. And I give it a close second as far as bells and whistles and service. Great research. As far as, low costs and no fees, it's a pioneer, which I really like. Other folks have now caught up to it and are doing pretty well. Investing in the S&P 500, we all hear, beat the S&P 500, that's our goal. Or just go out and buy an index. And you used to pay, 1%, a little bit less than that to buy that index. Through Fidelity, there is no fee. So you can go out there and automatically do as well as the S&P 500 for free, which is really cool. They have the most no load or no fee, no upfront fee mutual funds, which is really good. The cons, the Forex side, they don't offer a whole lot of, they don't offer any paper trading. So if you're a new beginner and you want to test out a strategy and basically trade it, virtually for a while, they don't allow you to do that. So there's some complications there, but as far as going into making a trade, doing some research, options, that sort of thing, it's right up there, real close to the best in class for sure.
All right, now let's talk about sort of the millennial favorite, Robinhood. They're kind of the new boys on the block in investing.
Yeah, so Robinhood came in a few years ago and really disrupted the industry. They were the first ones to come out and do the no fee, the free trading. And so of course folks went to that. It's a real simple app on your phone. You can go and do that. Not a ton of research, not robust at all. Just slowly getting into the options game. So if you're going to, buy shares of Ford, 2-3 years ago, it was the cheapest way to do it. But now that everybody else is going into free trades, it's a lot less promising. So now you're getting the same thing without all the bells and whistles. So there's some big trade-offs there. And so a lot of people, your next question probably is, how are these people making money? That was the big question when Robinhood came in. How are they doing this for free? And there's some interesting things going on there. We mentioned with Merrill, the banking ties, TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, their big goal is to get your money into their doors and then treat it like a bank. They're investing your cash in places and making money off that. You're buying other premium services from them. Robinhood doesn't have that as much. So what they're doing is they're selling your trading information to third-party places. So, and there's some pros and cons to that, but they're selling your shares and to different market makers so they can trade and take advantage of that. And again, there's good and bad. You get cheaper prices for that most of the time, but your trades are out there, people can take advantage of it, so you don't always get the best price, especially with Robinhood. So that's something we got to look at, and we could go on that, but just know they're making their money by selling your data to other people to basically trade on and help them make more money.
Okay, so there you have it. There's our power ranking of popular brokerages. Obviously, we've got TD Ameritrade up at the top. That's your #1 choice, and then we've got Fidelity just after that. But really, all of these are a place that you could get started investing. Now, I'm hoping this information can be useful to you, whether you are just getting started investing, if you've never invested before. This is just some useful know-how for you to figure out where your money will be treated the best.
Well, all cheers to that.
Chaim.
We hope you found this video useful. If you did, pound that like button, and we'll see you next time.